Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Savage Crucible Komo of the Isles, not to be confused with Cuomo of the Isle. New York Isle, that is. If you're a New Yorker, you'll think that's funny. If you're not, probably thinking, what is he talking about? That said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Harbinger Studios, who recently, by recently I mean a couple weeks ago, had an in-stock sale on both the Lemurian Wave and Barbarian Wave, as well as their con exclusives, including Veterus Repax, Shield of Dezira, and Varnox Unchained, and even the Dungeon Diorama set. And your boy went in and got the figures he didn't have. So, we got this guy, we got the Lemurian Royal Card, as well as Varnox Unchained. However, all is not hunky-dory in the world of Overlord Productions. No, I had some QC issues on those other two figures. This guy turned out okay. Knock on wood, he stays that way. But, yeah. Either way. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, though, I gotta give a shout-out to the Overlord Productions Super Fan of the Week. My ex-girlfriend of 3 years. First of all, screw you for what you did to me. But second, if you ever see this, just know that I'm lost without you and, well, I miss you. So, there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. For those of you who think, oh, she dumped him because he collects action figures, shut up. A, you don't know nothing, and B, you're stupid if you think that. Because she actually liked this stuff, making it all the more harder for me to be able to move on with my life. So, without further ado, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Komo of the Isles has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with a pair of claw hands. Pretty standard there. We also have a pair of feet with articulated toes, which his aren't as bad, I don't think. They're not nearly as loose as the other ones, and there's more of a base to these feet than the other lizard feet, it seems. And then we get this really cool looking axe and a sword. Nowhere to put any of them, though, on his body, but he does have like the ports and things. That said, we also get a little, I can find it here, a little water pouch thing. It's not a thermos, but you know the little water pouches you bring out when you're camping? It looks like one of those. It's got a peg on it. You can put it on his belt. And he'll be ready to go on adventures! Taking a closer look at Komo of the Isles. His face is very flat because he is a human lizard hybrid. So he's very amazing Spider-Man lizard looking in the face. Albeit with this rather large blue crest. He's got like a brownish skin tone with the light blue highlight going down like that. Which is pretty cool. His tail is also like a little nubbin. Lifting his skirt up there. You can see his tail is like a singular piece that still hinges and rotates, but it is not what we're used to seeing. But as far as the rest of his articulation goes, it's the standard Savage Crucible, you know, lizard buck. So his head is on a double ball peg. You can shift it back and forth. You can tilt. All that good stuff. His shoulder armor here can lift up. Then his shoulder armor on his actual shoulder can lift up. So you can then lift the arm up, no problem. Looks very natural, despite the fact that this stuff is connected in a more, you know, different way than shoulder armor usually is. He's got a beautiful butterfly that allows full forward range. Not as much back, like at all, but forward, you definitely get him in a two-handed pose, which I decided to do in this instance because I've never done that with one of these. His shoulder can also rotate all around. There we go. He's got a bicep swivel, but it's more or less a cap piece. This one on mine was super stuck, by the way. It works fine now, but it was super stiff out of package, so be mindful of that. I don't know if this is a thing with the newer batch of figures, but you know, some joints were tighter than joints in the past. It's got a double elbow, but it doesn't get the best range. It's more like a single with 2 joints. Granted, you can swivel the gauntlet however you want. That's all fine and dandy. He's got a swivel in the wrist with the appropriate inch for holding weapons. That's always a plus. Diaphragm joint can crunch this far forward. Can move this far back. He can get all discombobulated. There you go. He can tilt side to side, as well as rotate. His waist, it's the same deal. Rotation's a bit stiff, but it does work. Hips can kick out to the side pretty far. When they're not caught on the skirt, that is. They can kick forward, back. He's got a thigh cut up in there, which always seems to work just fine. Knees, he's got the double knees. It's kind of hard to get a grip on because it's so spiky. There you go. Get double knee. You also get rotation at the top of the knee as well as at the bottom. So, there you have it. His feet can also rotate, hinge back and forth, back and forth, and also have ankle rocker. And very tight detents on some of these joints, man. I feel like he's tighter than some of the other lizards I got, which we will be comparing him to momentarily. But that's Komo of the Isles in a nutshell. And I have to say, after handling him, I get the hype with this figure. I thought he was one of the more basic looking ones, that's why I got him last, but I wish I had him a lot longer. I like the armor set. I like that there's these little creatures on the side here. Those are very, very cool. Little demonic faces, almost samurai-ish in a way. But, you know, Komodo dragons, if that's what this guy is based off from, do live in the Polynesian islands, I believe. So that kind of makes sense. So, it means that if I could stand him up and get him centered here, I think it is now time that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Komo of the Isles alongside the other Lemurian I picked up during the Savage Crucible in-stock sale. We have the Lemurian Royal Guard, who we will be taking a look at tomorrow, so stay tuned for that review. That said, a figure we've already reviewed on the channel, and other comparison for this review, is Ninvillimir. Because, well, if Komo's the hero, I think it's safe to say that Ninvillimir is the villain. I mean, just look at this guy. He's all spiked out and gnarly looking. I gave him this green toxic blade I got with, I want to say I got that with the Shield of Desira, which, not for nothing, the fact that these guys don't have the blind bag weapons, it does kind of suck. Just a little bit. I know that wasn't a thing when they came out, but I was kind of hoping that these later re-releases, or restocks, if you will, would have come with something like that. Just to add a little bit more oomph to the value, but I still think you're getting your money's worth with these figures. Don't let me BS you. They are totally worth the money. But But getting these two out of here. It's kind of odd that the core Lemurian characters were like only 3 different guys, though. I mean, yeah, there's the Imperial Sentry, but he was just a variant of another one. But bringing in our 2 regulars, we got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandiboleth and the infamous Living Spawn, who, as usual, is about neck and neck. Little Komo of the Isles. I was about to say towering over everyone, but I knew that wasn't true. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and after finally having him in hand, I have to say I get the hype with good old Komo of the Isles here. He's got a really cool armor design. I like the spiky armor pieces with the monster faces added to it. I like the colors, the dark, I want to say it's a brownish color with the light blue. Very Native American looking, at least to me. And then the face sculpt, while it is kind of a weird alien looking head to me anyway, it still fits because he's a half-breed. He's half human, half lizard. I would like to know what human slept with a lizard, because that's bestiality, folks. But at the end of the day, it's a really sick figure from a company that has really proven themselves over the past couple of years or so. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.